We back. We back at it. I had to switch my device because the iPad was lagging. So I'm gonna record, get some audio, and then I'm gonna get Allie's phone that I told her she was gonna be wanting to need to use.
I told you not when we started.
Yes, you did. I can't believe you didn't get you didn't get all the cameras.
I didn't need to.
That don't trip you out no more?
Trypophobia?
Yeah, no, not that. I ain't why I didn't get it. I just didn't get it because I ain't even know. I thought I was getting the most newest thing.
You got the newest thing.
The 15?
You got the newest thing, you just didn't get the one with all the
The
cameras.
Max.
Right, the Max, the Pro. Okay, so let's talk about. You want to talk about your post that I responded to?
Yeah.
'Cause I want to talk about the post that I responded to, but I also want to talk about the young lady that I sent you, the poet. And then I want to talk about audience and following and Mike Tyson fight and, you know, yeah. In terms of audience. So, what did you think about my response on your post?
I think that you gave me some
Excuse
good.
me. Can I know what y'all talking about?
That's what I say. Did you?
So I posted a video and D Black responded with some questions. Maybe it was
Right. So, what
Right.
did you post?
I posted a video that said the truth is Brayden doesn't feel like a stressful job to me anymore because, and then the caption says, because Brayden doesn't feel like work for me anymore. Oh, Brayden doesn't feel like work for me anymore because I'm doing it on my terms. I only braid on select days. I set high expectations for my clients, and I enjoy the comfort of my home-based salon. Young braiders, don't let chasing money burn you out. Set boundaries, find a good routine, and take care of yourself. So he got me to dig deeper. So he asked questions about that caption. His questions were, what should my terms be? What are your expectations for your clients? How do I make my home-based salon comfortable? How do I know if chasing money is burning me out? Can you give me more suggestions of boundaries to set and take care of myself out? So I responded in our
So, what I was doing was I was trying to take into consideration what the person who's trying to learn from you,
didn't get.
or what are we learning if we are looking at you for the information that you have to share.
Gotcha.
Almost like trying to see what questions are being posed based on the statements that you're making.
Like when I left him up and ended.
Yep.
Got you.
Yep.
And then when he did that, that allowed me to respond with a nice paragraph that gave me my own words, hella good content to put over videos, and a chance to really like spear it out like I would say it.
And what I was going to ask you is, did you find it simpler for you to respond in the comments almost as like a text message than if we were having a conversation about it and then you just talk it out?
Yes, because at that point it's already typed. So once I'm talking it and I'm listening to my videos, I'm still overthinking what the fuck I'm supposed to type.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. And that was the reason why I asked in the comments to help you have a chance to respond in the comments, so you respond in a way that is already typed out.
Right.
Because now you can copy and paste it,
And it's a
and
meme and it's ready for the next step. And
yep.
then that becomes the thing that I talk about, and saying it from that, it's like a script is already written in comparison to trying to listen to it and find the right words because I still be overthinking that part. So
Yeah.
that was really good.
That's good.
So I got like 6, 7, 8, 9 posts or little things to put on top of videos that I already made. So I've been reposting the videos that I made and adding new stuff to them based on the stuff that I be screenshotting that I like from the people that I follow and the questions that you pose.
And being on your page, I saw the braider. I saw one of the braiders that she follows. This young lady's content.
Yes, I reposted a video of the girl hair that I like. I said, please come get this, or somebody come get this. And then D-Black followed her, and then when we had a conversation about it, it's like we literally sat there and he broke down what that fucking content looked like. When did she put the time lapse in there? How?
Yeah,
What
like
did I
if she
notice?
using videos, if she doing time lapse, if she slowed down the time lapse, like what the content really is, like literally.
She had a lot of followers.
She got
143,000 fucking followers.
Where's she from?
I think the DV.
right, but she got a good format. And to me it seems like when you're trying to build your format, it's helpful to see if you can duplicate somebody else's format. It's similar to with photographs when I was doing studio lighting. Our assignments was always to find a photograph that we like, and then we had to recreate that photograph. And in recreating what somebody else has done, especially when it comes to like their format, you don't make exactly what they did. You just look at the elements that you attracted to and you automatically, because you don't know what they did.
Right.
You guessing what they did. You're in a different environment that they're in. So when you repeat it, it's really more so you get a chance to practice constructing something that has a format to it. You know, what I noticed in her videos is that she got a solid background behind her. So whatever I'm looking at visually, I realize that it's clean. It's like the same wall behind the people each time. I'm noticing that she has a voiceover. And the voiceover is walking you through what you're looking at. What else did I notice? I noticed that whatever kind of hair she using, I'm looking at her quick clips. The hair that she using, she putting her fingers through the whole braid. You know, it's her video footage is really simple, but it's very consistent. And then
even though that I liked her, I was not following her before. It was like, let's study her. This wasn't one of the people that I was looking at, which is funny.
okay.
Because it should be, because it's relatable, because she doing what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, and when you're looking for somebody to get insight from, the format that they setting up, the system that they setting up, how often they posting, what times of day that they posting, you want to go to the most successful person you can find in terms of really being able to study what they're doing.
Yeah.
And it looked like she got courses and all kinds of other stuff that's downloadable.
Mm-hmm.
She does.
In her link tree, she
Mhm.
has book an appointment, shop her Bohemian weave, grab this ponytail, and she got ebooks. She sells human hair vendors, how she gained 15K in 2 months, and everything content.
And then the other thing that I probably had is a couple things I probably hadn't said. One of them is I think when you are trying to build a product around a service that you offer, you should allow yourself to get comfortable in marketing more the service itself. And being able to use getting more clientele that's looking for the service and using all those opportunities as a way to really, really perfect your content, posts, documentation, memes, discussions. I think you probably got to just accept that This is something that you know.
One more time.
I think you need to. I think when you got a service that you're trying to build a product for, it only makes sense to also be promoting and marketing the service itself.
Right.
So every time you get a client for that service, you're able to have more practice with building your content. And if you're tired of providing the service, you want to get better at turning the knowledge into a product quicker.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think you're gonna be able to go all in with your content if you ain't trying to ramp up the service. You know? Because I done made it up in my mind that you don't even really want to braid, but you're good at it, and it brings you an income.
Me too. I thought that.
And I can remember a time period where I was, in my mind, I didn't want to cut hair. I just was doing it because I was good at it and I could make money off of it. And I wasn't all in. And not being all in didn't allow me to really get the full experience or make the real money that I could make knowing how to cut hair. And once it was like, okay, I'm only doing this a couple days a week. I got all these rules that I done created. I'm kind of pushing away some of my potential clients when this ain't a bad way for me to make money. So let me go on and get the money for the time period that I'm gonna be doing this. And if I would have been able to market and promote in social media and build the knowledge and take everything that I learned and turned it into something else that would be able to make money, I would have really been able to maximize that experience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because the more opportunities you have to provide the service to your clients, you're gonna learn more and more and more and more with the content, with the experience. Like it's like taking a real serious deep dive all the way into it. You know?
Mm-hmm. Think I'm gonna start back over and walk back through it, take thing
Yes. And I think
with my new eyes.
with your new eyes. And I think it's a very productive thing to walk back through it with the knowledge that you've accumulated up until now. Because now you about to walk back through it with the same level of excitement and knowing that it's something else beyond the service that you are building. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I think so. I think you go ahead and go all the way in. What do you think?
Right. I mean, yeah. And then I was wondering, like, is it anybody like with 800,000 some followers in Cleveland? Like, could you be the, you know what I mean? Could you be the it girl braider in Cleveland, or is there somebody?
No, they don't got that many followers, but it's a couple girls that. Oh wait, let me see how much she got.
And I was thinking about you with the fight because everybody had braids. The girls, the guys.
She got 101,000 followers.
Oh, okay.
Touched by TV.
Mm.
She braid Tiana Taylor hair.
Mm. Okay.
Um,
What you think? Do that sound discouraging?
mm-mm. These hoes saying $6.
Does which part sound discouraging? The
Start over?
capitalizing off of the.
Like going back in. Like, are we wrong for thinking that it's a part of you that's like, I don't really want to have braid like that?
No, cause it's a part of me that don't enjoy sharing my house, my space with a lot of people, which is kind of why I got a little wall up against it. But like the people that I engage with, or the people that do get their hair braided, I noticed that I'd be like, as soon as I do one thing wrong or something that I could fix, I'd be like, this hairstyle on me. Like I do a lot of free hair just to get the content and just to do the work. Like I do enjoy braiding though.
Gotcha.
But it's like I'm not looking at it through my new eyes or studying in these different ways where it's like I'm trying to find the words at this point is what I feel like the part that I'm on at this moment.
Gotcha.
And how to mix both of them and use some of the shit that I already been capturing, having, holding, how to get solid, consistent content, because I'm looking at how crowded my background is and not attracted to it. What I'm not enjoying in my space is like the things that's getting pointed out that need to be figured out so that I can go to the next step.
Gotcha. And then how attached are you to doing it in your space?
How attached?
Mm-hmm.
Very, because I'm not attached to the point. I mean, I'm not interested in spending another $300, $400 on a space.
Right. And that's them the only two options?
So it's the third. What's the, and what would be another one?
Going to people?
No, I'm definitely interested in that. Like traveling as a stylist.
Mm-hmm.
It's in my bio, but it's like I don't market it enough, so they ain't grasping onto it. But it's definitely an option. It's an add-on service.
How much is it?
$50 if you within 30 minutes, and $100 if you farther than that.
Outside of that, got you.
But definitely highlighting more of a travel braider. Like I'm watching one of my braid sisters market a lot, her having 24-hour services, which makes her a unique item in the braid world, because she don't got no off time. Right. You know what I mean?
You said what?
I said I be needing that.
24 hours.
Like, can you come put 2 braids in my hair right now at 6 in the morning before I go to work, real quick.
Yes, I can.
And then where are you getting the numbers from in terms of going to people? The 50 or 100?
Of my little slight research of what like the girls in my area charge. But the girls in Atlanta charge way more than that.
On the travel side?
But a piece of me don't really feel bad about upping any numbers, any prices, anything, because these bitches last longer than them eyelashes you be getting, them nails you be getting, the bundles you be putting in. Like I know how long the work lasts.
Right. And then it's a way to play around with where the money is at, like what people be actually paying for. Like the add-on part, like, so the $50 that you would get to travel could be $50 that's added in to the service.
And then I travel regardless.
Possibly.
It's like a travel only.
You know, I mean, that's just something to think about
Mm-hmm.
in terms of if you the customer and what the customer is paying attention to,
What convenience they need.
or just when somebody when you're dealing with people who paying money, all they doing is adding up everything to see how much stuff costs.
Mm-hmm.
But if you providing a unique service and you got high value in what you're doing, you don't want people to add up what they going. You want people to be sold on you before they ever even know how much it costs.
Gotcha. And doing that by continuing to promote the work.
Well, it's doing it by promoting the work, and then also by somehow disguising some of your prices. See, I don't want somebody to be able to go and be able to add up everything without me and make the decision to say yay or nay.
So in my link in my bio, the fact that I have add-ons in comparison to, hey, here's the flat amount of the service.
Say that one more time.
Like when you booking an appointment,
Mm-hmm.
instead of, hey, you need to add on these things, da 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 da, giving them a price that sums up all of the shit, not giving them the ability to add on.
Possibly, yeah. Can you make inquiry forms? Like, I always be wanting to know what I gotta do before I give a price.
Right. Mm. And then with this, it's kind of like these is the base prices for the things with nothing added. You can add on that shit as much as you need to, but you gonna know that every single thing is gonna cost a little bit more something.
That's how it's set up now.
Mm-hmm.
How is it? What's the response you getting? Do you get a lot of add-ons?
Yeah, because Susie might want boho. I mean, she might want some curls in hers, and then somebody else might not.
Right, but and curls is the add-on.
Mm-hmm. So you have the ability to add on, but it's not mandatory.
Right.
But you're saying to create a price for, plain knotless, nothing added, and that's $250. Um, knotless with boho, that's $300. Knotless with stitch braids, the price is already included.
Never do
And
they
yes.
add on anything. It's just these sandwiches, and you pick from them.
Yeah, and then if you don't have a sandwich that people want or they want to add something on, you have the opportunity to add it on because they inquire or they like look at like if we looking at like a restaurant, look at Five Guys.
Mm-hmm.
What do they sell?
Burgers and fries
Right.
and milkshakes.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what people coming for. And that's who's being marketed to.
Mm-hmm.
You
So
know?
is it like a recommendation to niche down, or not necessarily? That's not.
No, what I'm suggesting is people tend to, let me see. People tend to spend money and buy quicker the less options they have.
The one clicks, the da 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 da.
Well, the one click is a little different than the less options. The one click is how quick are you able to get someone's attention and get them all the way to the shopping cart. You know what I'm saying? That's the one click. But what I'm saying options is the more options they have, the more room they have to be indecisive.
Mm.
So the less chance they have to be indecisive, the more likely they purchase. And the more you're able to communicate your value with the service you provide, the easier it is for people to go into there and be decisive and choose with a limited amount of options.
Gotcha.
Like you're the professional. You know what people want. You know what people getting. You know what trends are happening. Based on the trends that's happening, you actually know what somebody about to come and sit in your chair and want.
Yeah, and it's like I done let them allow me to lengthen my menu.
Yep.
And in which, gotcha.
Yeah. What you want to do is you don't want to allow them to control what you're doing. You don't want to think like the customer. The customer want a buffet.
Mm.
The restaurant don't want the responsibility of having to buy all that variety of stuff.
Yep. Because if it was up to me, I would do kids, I would do non-list, and I would do stitch braids.
Which means you should be marketing to kids doing knotless and stitch braids. Because that puts you in a whole nother demographic.
Oh, and men.
And guys. And it ain't that women ain't gonna come to you for the service, and it ain't that you ain't gonna be able to provide a service for them for what they're looking for. They may not just, that might not be the audience you want to target.
And then it's like, okay, you don't need to act a freestyle. Is you gonna book this freestyle because this what they be coming to get. You gonna get this other style that they be coming to get, or and you get like a select amount of options. And if you need anything else, you gonna inquire.
Yeah, and you know, like restaurants, one of the options sometimes is a build your own.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? This is what I do over here. You want any kind of variation? This is a base price of $250 and a consultation to hear all of the details and to take the picture, you know, the inspo picture you sending me. You know what I'm saying? Like as one option. You know? And then if you can look at some of these hairstyles that you're doing and be able to track how long it takes you to do it, you can change your pricing to an hourly rate, at least for how you come up with your price. So if it's taking you 10 hours to do a style that you charge $350 for, then on average you make $35 an hour.
Right.
If that's fair to you, if that works for you, you could really be looking at, oh, it's gonna take me 3 hours to do this, it's gonna take me 4 hours to do this, and you could be coming up with your numbers on a $50 an hour scale, which allows you to, the supplies you need, how the time that it's taking you, and travel if you need to. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Right now I make like $25 an hour.
Right. So if you and do you feel like that's enough?
No.
So in order to, oops. So if you are making money and then you divide the money you making and to figure out how many hours you're working and you're not making enough per hour, you got two options. Option one is to cut down the time it takes you on the service. Option two is to increase how much you making per hour without pricing yourself out of your market.
Right, but I will be pricing myself in my market.
You would be pricing yourself in your market if you increase your hourly? Okay. So what's the problem?
Nothing. I just got that's what I
No,
got
no, no,
doing.
no. Identify the problem.
That I was putting the add-ons to make it look like feeling like them numbers was too big. It was one of the problems.
Okay.
Like, oh, she not gonna book with me because $300 sound like a lot, but $300 is realistic for the little bitty ass bracelet as long as it takes us to be in here.
Gotcha.
You might see what she charge for her braids. followers straight, $300.
And who was that? Somebody in Cleveland?
Yep, 101,000 followers. The little ones, the large ones, probably ones you just got was $200.
Your phone closed quick. And then the fact that my phone, they ain't got this on.
Yeah. You can turn it off.
Oh, it's all good. I don't want
Let me turn it off for now. You said
Man.
increase my rate, not too much out of like the budget of the city.
Yeah, or yeah, just yeah. Like if you know the average of what people charge, and you don't want to price yourself all the way out. But if you start to really up your marketing game, your prices is just your price. Your price is gonna be fine. And when I say up your marketing game, it's kind of like how can you be visible braiding more? You know, if the market is kids, little girls, like we talked about before, what's up with these daycares? What's up with what's up with going somehow to your demographic? You know what I'm saying? What's up with going and braiding somebody hair who just need it? You hear what I'm saying?
Nothing. Yep.
As a part of your marketing for people who gonna pay for the service. It's like a level of popularity that you can create that will make it easy for people to pay what you're asking. You know, your braid mannequin, when that's gonna pop up. Who the raw basketball player at these high schools when he about to get his shit braided. You know what I'm saying?
It's that season. It's crazy.
You know, where they at? Who know them?
That boxing people too. Everybody had braids.
Everybody got braids, which means you just need to go on,
Outside.
yeah. And outside now is on Instagram.
Can I braid your hair?
Yeah, this is like a free sample. This is like, hey, the first cut is on me for the footage, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Who got audiences?
We got audiences in here.
Mm-hmm. And they all walk around with a head full of hair right now.
Who the guys?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I need to market, traveling as a braider, and I need to widen my audiences in Cleveland and who, what, when, where.
Yep. You might as well go ahead and be one of the strongest people doing it for the period that you're doing it.
Might just wait on. But my stitch braid course need more stitch braid content being posted through Instagram.
No, not because you don't really need stitch braid content to sell the stitch braid product.
So when you say marketing, what you doing to get them to buy the thing? What you mean? You mean when I strengthen this marketing, this braid, and this content That they gonna come regardless.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah. They gonna come. You gonna be able to just go looking for. They gonna be coming to look for what you got. Cause as soon as there's something in there that's for sale, and you don't gotta wait for that, you're gonna be able to put $10, $15, $20 on a post to be able to sell the course. But you gotta find your students. You know, and I feel like it ain't far fetched for you to go get in front of a group of little girls to teach them how to braid.
Nope.
To explain to them, get a chance to explain to them the process. You know?
I've said that at the last 2 presentations that we might have a braiding workshop this summer. They eyes
At
just.
Aspire.
Because if you know, like if you there,
That would definitely be my workshop.
they eyes be lit up.
I could go practice at Boys and Girls Club. All I gotta do is tell her what days I wanna come.
Right.
Bring my one mannequin.
Right.
Or tell them that I'm coming and they bring their dolls.
Right. Because I don't know what all these young ladies doing, but I don't think nobody doing this. Because if you a little girl right now and you looking at braids everywhere, all over the place, and then you learning how, trying to, getting your hair braided, it's like your demographic of clients is arguably your students as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a little braid academy though.
Is it?
Like a little braiding school in Cleveland.
That's raw.
I saw it on what's the name? Their remembrance page.
Okay, next
be.
thing. Right.
I mean, you can be your own.
Right. And that could be research material.
Right, let me volunteer at your school.
Yeah, or come in as a specialist with the techniques you know. Pop in there one day a week. You know what I'm saying?
Like this. Yeah. Get in there.
Yeah. Yep. At least to see if it's possible. You know, if not, then it won't happen. But about to go.
My hip hurt.
Oh, I'm sitting down.
About to go with Claire's. Okay.
Okay. You up?
Okay, I'm up. My new follower,
Oh, yep.
my poetry girl.
Mm-hmm.
You been watching her page?
No, I mean, I follow her and I kind of looked quickly, but I didn't take her to the lab. Like I didn't dive in, but I did see that she was taking pictures of poems out of books,
Yep.
What's her name?
amongst other things.
I can't remember her name. I mean, I can send it to you. But yeah, she
But
got.
not giving away your work, but the shit that you read and the shit that you
She showing her work.
Yeah, she showed her work.
She showing her work. She reading her work. And she's probably selling the hell out of whatever book she reading out of based on it. But her reel is 10 seconds of a video clip of a poem. And then she reading a poem. But the fact that I said the same thing though, the fact that there's a lot of work that Allie reading and studying, that's just 100 sources of information.
Mm-hmm.
If you care to.
Care to post other people's stuff, other people's work.
Mm-hmm. And not that you, how you feel about that?
Um, I feel fine about it, but I'd rather post mine
Mm-hmm.
before I post theirs.
No, I feel it.
Like, that's cool, but it would be cooler to do my own work.
Mm-hmm.
I guess kind of feel like, well, why would I post theirs?
Did it make you want to do something
What, her page?
like that? Hearing this right now.
Yeah, well, one thing that I want to try to do is, well, I don't necessarily know what I want to do, but I know I want to do something different. Because one thing I noticed on hers was just as a quick scroll, it was a variety of
Shit.
stuff, yeah, content.
Gotcha.
In
And
comparison
right now,
to
in comparison to me, it's like I got a black meme or a pink meme versus, you know, me talking, a meme, a video, a short, or this or that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
well, you do got a little bit of mix up now with your past.
Yeah, the past week.
Yeah, that matter.
Right.
Yeah,
What they say that them the 9 squares that everybody pay attention to.
yeah.
Them first 9.
Oh, the first
Mhm.
9.
Yep. Yep, those first 9. And then if you pinned,
This
Your
one
post,
or any of these.
then you can control them top 3.
You should definitely pay this one.
You know, and it would be the thing that's popping up on anybody who come to your page. They're going to it.
That's
Anybody who follow you is going to it.
Gotcha. Yeah. And because the one thing I was trying to also figure out was like, what's my unique service when you said that earlier?
Your unique service. I don't know that you are trying to sell a service.
Or, okay, what's my unique content?
Well, your unique content is wrapped up into the knowledge that you are getting more familiar with. You know, so, you know, educating black girls, like that's the source of the information in that one area of knowledge. And what is it that I can, like, how can I get that knowledge from you other than listening to or reading the memes? What is it that I can get? Can I get a manual? Can I get a workbook? Can I get an ebook? Can I get
a calendar.
a calendar? Can I get a journal? Can I get, what is it that I can get?
So I
And
can know how to work with black girls.
yeah, because I'm working with black girls
Oh, and I need help.
and I need help. That's why I love these posts. I'm trying to be better at being a part of solving the problems around it, but I want to get stronger in my ability to be able to even do it. So what can I get from you? What you got for me? You know, can you write those 20 points down for me? Like, can you tell me, can I just get a cheat sheet of what I should be thinking about? Can I download a PDF? Can I make it my screensaver? You know? And whatever would be helpful to you as the person with the knowledge is the thing that would be helpful for the people who you sharing the knowledge with. What would you make for yourself to use as the one with the information? So make something for you.
And take it all the way through to print it out, have it, hold it.
Yes, a whole sample demo of it. If it's a calendar for 2025 and for the next 12 months,
It got
each one got
photos.
5 points of things to keep in mind on a daily basis. I'm saying it could be almost anything, something cool that you would make for yourself to be, for those 20 points to be more visible.
turning those 20 things into a poster. that
Yeah.
you put in,
You know, or taking the 20 memes and breaking it out more and then creating this. The daily planner routine, thing to keep in mind before you get in front of these little girls today. Something to keep in mind.
something to keep in mind.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That was a good title.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know? So that's what I mean. Whatever, however you craft uniquely getting that information.
Right. Or the agendas that you have the most promising. Some questions that you ask young writers. That shit you be talking about.
Yeah,
Turning that into work.
because the reality is you're already doing the work.
Yes.
It just need to be transformed into a meme, a video, audio, text, caption. You know, you don't gotta make up something to do. You gotta see what you're already doing in the world of social media. It's like taking the older traditional physical format and then transforming it. So it ain't a folder with a packet with a handout. It's a PDF, it's an ebook that's downloaded, that's got a link attached to it. But what you're doing, this feels like the natural progression. It's going morph and turn into what it's supposed to be.
You said just want to talk about audience?
Yep.
Who is your target audience?
I don't know.
Yes, you do.
No, I know.
Yes, you do.
Well, this is what I'm learning. And this may change over time. It seems like your audience is the same as the audience you would go sit in. Like, so wherever you find yourself going to get a ticket, going to get a seat, going to a show, going to a conference, going to a workshop, and you sitting in the audience, you sit next to your audience. Like, because ultimately you are one of your audience members.
Right.
That's why you done figured out everything you done figured out.
But it's like I have two audiences.
You probably got more than two, but
I mean, like main, like when I'm thinking about my two main audiences, target is like I'm sitting in an audience with people who are on stage, people who are listening to writers that are on stage. So my audience would be writers or people who appreciate writing or books.
right.
But then the other audience, I'm not ever sitting in the audience with them, and that would be people who work with young black girls, whether it's parents or educators, out of school time providers, blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And you said you never in the audience with them? I mean, we was at the church with that demographic. The conferences when you, Cammy, and Koyan and y'all going presenting and y'all out of town, that's that audience.
And are you saying that you're not in the audience because you usually leading, but them be the talks and them be the.
Right. I mean, but that's another thing. Your audience is also the people that's sitting in the seats when you're talking.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely your audience. Literally. But the more you express yourself, share what you're doing, share what you done learned, share the experience you done had in learning it, the more you start to become you start to become more aware of who your audience is and what the message is and what you're saying and what you're trying to sell and how it works. This early phase of just sharing and expressing yourself is very much a learning phase. You learning who you are outside of your head, and you learning who is attracted to the information that you're sharing, to the work that you're making, to the knowledge you've accumulated, to the skills that you've developed. It's like you putting out a call saying, this is who I am, this is what I do, this is what I know, this is what I'm trying to figure out. And you able to engage with people in a way where they able to say, hey, I feel the same way. Hey, I got questions about that. Oh, I'm interested in that. Oh, I like that. Oh, I'm viewing this. Oh, I'm watching it. Because there comes to a point where you start to figure out, well, now I have your attention and I can see that you are one of the people that I'm talking to. And how do you convert the followers or the audience into clients and customers?
Okay.
You know?
That just was that overwhelming.
I mean, it's always overwhelming, just because I'm like, when am I gonna do this? And when am I gonna be able to do it good and consistently?
Yeah.
But because I mean, it's like I could dedicate my whole day to this.
But if you did, that would be a Saturday or
I mean, like a full-time job type of thing.
literally.
So I've been trying to post the pink memes in between building the persuasive writing ones.
How's that going?
Good, because it's like I'm buying myself time, like from not being absent online.
Do it feel like no pressure?
Yeah, no, I don't feel like pressure. Yeah,
Is the work
pressure.
already done? The stuff that you're able to repost?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's easier to just scroll through 200, just wherever my finger land, post it.
Got you. Do you are you experiencing wanting or needing a fast turnaround? Like, do you feel like you want it to happen quick or you need it to happen quick?
Which part?
The whatever the ultimate shift is.
Like you want to be able to do that shit tomorrow?
Yeah. Yeah, I want the instant,
Instant gratification?
the instant result, the instant.
Do you think that fuck with the mom?
Definitely. I mean, it fucks with accepting
Reality.
and the consistent, you know, chipping away at it, you know, or mindset shift and transition. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
I just need to get
So no rush.
Mm-mm.
Just keep doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, because the more you do it, the more you're gonna realize that even when you're not posting the stuff, you're actually still doing it. You're just not doing it in front of an audience as big as you can grow one, you know? But in talking about audience, that's where I wanted to talk about, like, you know, all this Mike Tyson fight shit and Jake Paul and all that. Do you know the story of those brothers? And you just kind of learned a little bit about it. So they are social media influencers who people probably been watching online, I don't know, 10 years at least. and the stuff I seen, they was kind of like Jackass or something. They was white boys doing goofy shit for the camera, and then competing with each other to see who had more followers. And then it was like, in accumulating international following, it was interesting to me to watch the boxing give the credentials, and the followers was one of the credentials.
How much followers each one of them had? Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul.
Not versus Jake Paul. Mike Tyson had his resume that they introduced looked like what you would see of a boxer who didn't fought in the era that he fought in. But it was intriguing to me to see that their resume was social media and digital content related. And the significance of that is very much because that's what got them here. This is why he can call you out and have this fight and sell these tickets and book these seats and pay you 20 and pay himself 40 million.
And that's why y'all can run around the ring like that.
Because of the audience.
They was coming regardless.
They was coming regardless. They've been watching them for 10 to 15 years. So I'm noticing that traditional entertainers and celebrities, musicians, rappers, singers, they go on these tours. They tour their album. Every time they drop an album, they go and they do a 30-city tour, 100-city tour, worldwide tour. Well, guess what? When they're doing that, they're building their following. A lot of the times, they don't have total control of their following. So when they no longer have the deal, they no longer got the contract, then they kind of disappear. Well, I'm seeing in social media how having your own following of people, your own audience of people who engage in your work or your information or your service or the knowledge that you got, having direct access to them and having the ability to build it to the capacity that you can create it gives you leverage. Leverage enough to call out the best boxer in the history of boxing and generate $60 million for y'all, which means you probably generating $600 million for whoever is paying the biggest bill, which is Netflix. I'm looking at how the chairs that they sitting on is sponsored by Quest, which is what the
bars.
No, I thought it was
They also get chocolate bars on them.
the goggles.
That's MetaQuest.
Yeah, like they a sponsor. It ain't Toyota. It ain't Chevy. It ain't Nike. It's another digital economic company.
These are Quest Nutrition and MetaQuest.
You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at that. I'm looking at the power of money change hands. And I'm looking at Netflix do something that we always watched on Showtime through cable and pay-per-view by way of Time Warner and whoever is above Time Warner. That they didn't just came in here. We got 50 million viewers. We didn't bog down the internet. We didn't sold all these seats. We didn't booked out a football stadium. They didn't pay two people $60 million in one night. You know, I'm looking at that.
That's wild.
And looking at the formal world of boxing, feel like it's disrespectful and they can't believe this and he ain't a real fighter and all that. No, he's very much an entertainer who is entertaining his own built audience. And that whole audience tunes in based on him and his brother saying that we gonna do what we doing and we gonna do it where people can see it. And they not bogged down by none of the rules of entry.
No.
They ain't applying for nothing. They ain't submitting to nothing. They're not asking for some institution or some organization to put them in front of everybody. Because that's arguably what we're doing as artists when we are looking for the show, the exhibition, the tour, the contract, the agent, the manager, the representation, the publishing.
That's crazy.
We are submitting to this stuff in order for us to be put in front of their audiences. These places are the ones building the audiences. Cleveland Museum of Art got the 100 and something year history of engaging people with art for people to come and see it, and whoever is in there must be somebody, which makes us as visual artists want to be in there because everybody already go there. So once you say that you attach to where everybody go, then now you're in, and then now you can be in front of the people who might be looking for what you're doing. So to me, it only makes sense to spend time engaging your audience, finding your audience, developing your audience.
So when you have this shit, they gonna attach to it regardless.
Yeah. Because in 10 years, people who haven't started this mission is going to be right where we at right now. Like, oh, I got this wonderful idea. I got this brilliant thing that I'm doing, and I have nobody to show. All I got is 20 places I can ask. All of them might say no, which means now I'm sitting on this thing that I felt like I was supposed to do and make and build, or I can post it to an audience that I ain't built. Or I could spend time building an audience along the way of me developing what I'm making. So when I make the ultimate thing, everybody tuned into it. I ain't trying to find everybody once I do it. They've been watching the whole time. That's what I'm seeing.
It's like a great girl having that online community and having us pay $10 a month, and then by the end she had us coming to that motherfucking 3-day class, and she didn't even have that shit all the way together, but she had the audience and we was all there. And then if you didn't come to that one, then you came to the one that was 7 days for $1,000. And
Exactly. Which is you getting an inside peek to the vision.
And what I could do and what I don't want to do, and what didn't work and what did, and
Exactly. You got all of her experience to learn from.
yep.
You know, so then it's just working in that direction. And it ain't 8 hours a day, it's 1 hour a day.
8 days a week.
You know, it's feeding this an hour a day, 30 minutes a day.
I feel like every week I'm sorting through, adding to.
And being able to experiment publicly with an audience is just content for people to engage with while you figure it out.
That's the going live.
No. That's any of it. That's posting all of the pink ones, posting all of the gray ones. You know, that's an exercise. That's 150 posts. You know what I'm saying? And then to evaluate them, rearrange them, want to mix them up, run them back through. Like you're learning in real time what works for you and what works for the audience that's engaging with what you're doing. It's like it's like a journal. It's like a studio visit. You know, it's like letting people go through your life documentary, whatever form of content or whatever platform you sharing the stuff on. But if you want the numbers to go up, you want the followers to go up, All you gotta do is throw some money on a post. It's just more beneficial if it's something for them to buy, or if you're trying to unlock certain attributes on social media pages that gives you more access and more ways to engage with people. Like if you want 10,000 followers so you can get subscriptions, if you want however many, you want 1,000 followers so you can go live. To me, it's like make the investments. I can get the subscription, but I ain't figured out what the exclusive information is yet. You know, and I've been able to ask people subscribe for a year or less, a little less than a year. But I recognize that that attribute is unlocked. And it make more sense still for me to figure out what the subscription part of what I'm doing is.
Yeah.
Yep. So I'm probably gonna close what how I always be thinking, which is follow less pages. Follow the pages that you following more strategically. Look at them technically. Stop just scrolling. Use it as a research homework tool. Literally. Because what's happening now is early on, if you're not somebody who already believes in the strength of social media and digital economics and the creator economy, productizing your knowledge, if that's not already ingrained in you, the very early phase of it is turning that into a belief. So the belief can turn into knowing that this is a real thing that's very productive when it's used the proper way. And in that phase of turning it into a new belief, you want to be, you want to be immersed in it. You want to do it. You want to practice some of the routines, and you want on your timeline to be insight into that. You want to constantly be seeing the people who are doing it. You want to be able to study what they're doing and how they're doing it, so it starts to feed your imagination for what you're doing.
We both looked away at the same time. When it comes down to like boosting the reel,
Mm-hmm.
do you think it's better to have it more days or more money shorter days?
When I'm boosting reels, I've done both. So I done put $100 on the post just to see what it did in one day. And then I done posted 7 days. I like 7 days. I like multiple days. I like spreading it out because I'm posting in between the boosted reel. And it seems like the boosted reel is actually playing a role in the engagement of the post that I'm making in between.
Gotcha.
But same thing, it's a part of the experiment.
There's one thing top of the
Yeah, it's something to play with. And then you might have a completely different response. You might have a total different experience
Can I find when I boosted it before?
if you boosted it. I think you can go to the post and it'll say boost again.
Oh, not like, hey, here's the insights of the ones that you boosted.
I don't think so, but it might be somewhere in there. Yeah, for me, what I'm experiencing is me being at the beginning of this transition of really learning how to work social media. It's enough for me to just be able to share the stuff, because that was really my primary need, was to be in more of a routine of sharing and not having to wait for the formal art world to facilitate something for me to be able to express myself or share what I done made.
Right.
Social media don't solve all of the way I need to engage at all. It's a part of it though.
Mm-hmm.
And my work and printing it and showing it and all that is also a part of it. I kind of need all of it to function. I want it all to function. I don't see the need to go one way or the other. I see how both ways complement the other one.
You think what's the top? Well, do you think that Susie, well, me, I need a YouTube?
Um, I don't know that you need a YouTube because what I'm understanding is it's stronger to try to dominate one platform.
Okay.
And I tried to engage, I'm engaging in multiple platforms, and I can see how it's spreading my efforts in multiple directions. What I'm seeing is significant is I'm seeing that people who have a circuit where they're already responsible to stand in front of people and talk and share whatever knowledge and information they got, it seamlessly flows into a social media platform because they already gonna be there at that place having this conversation with a group of people. So now it just makes sense to record it, clip it, and share it up with a bigger group of people on social media. So I kept realizing, like, man, I really need something that's going to cause me to have this constant, consistent conversation. And our Monday meeting is very much that for me. And our Tuesday conversation it's like a second circuit. You know what I mean? So that's where the consistent content and information and conversations is coming from. It's like the weekly tour. And then I'm able to start to get responses, feedback, good and bad attempts at sharing this information that's being tracked and documented and archived date by date, week by week, post by post, to help me see what it is I'm saying, what I'm talking about, what people are attracted to, what people are sharing, which videos are kind of catching some level of being viral. And doing it over and over and over again is helping me have a better understanding of my audience. I thought my audience artists? Was it young people? Was it young artists? Was it teachers? Is it knowing yourself as an artist? Is it personal development? And then it came all of the posting. The last 8 months is like, oh, it's self-actualization. How to tap into the full potential of who you are, no matter whether you're an artist or a person trying to achieve your purpose, greatness, and really just being able to be your full, authentic self in the most productive way possible. I could have never said that 8 months ago. These posts is what helped me get to that. Like, I'm trying to see how to communicate to my audience to be able to break my audience down into specific demographics, but what's the overall general through line message and conversation? Self-actualization. So I can talk about race, racism. I can talk about sexism. I can talk about the artist journey. I can talk about the personal development journey, because these are all of the different things I'm always talking about. I can talk about habits, emotions, mindset. I can talk about everything that I'm already talking about, not on social media, with the umbrella being self-actualization. Because if you're trying to be who you truly are meant to be and tap into your full God-given potential, what's getting in the way of that? All this stuff that I'm always talking about. Self-control, discipline, relationships, family, distractions, focus, money, yourself.
Yeah.
But I'm seeing how me allowing myself to share what I'm doing and try to engage in a regimen of being in the conversation has helped me discover that. I was never going to be able to just answer that question of what is it that I'm actually talking about and who is it that I'm actually talking to and what is it that people actually want from me when they're calling me or emailing me. What is it called that they want? You know what I'm saying? That's a wrap.
How do I get into the rooms that I need to be in so that I can talk more about the shit that I'm doing?
Yep. We out. We'll be back next week.